Ride. Until the engine ran dry? So many men are so starved for affection, so desperate to be seen, that they confuse interest with investment. They fall for a gaze and call it fate. They hear, "I miss you," and think it means forever. But the truth is brutal, and every man must face it at some point. Most women do not stay with the man who puts her above his purpose. They test that man. They stretch him. And the moment he folds? The moment he trades his backbone for her comfort, they leave. She didn't always leave physically. Sometimes she left emotionally. Sometimes mentally. Slowly. Until one day, you woke up beside someone who no longer saw you as a man, but as a shadow of who you once were. She's still beautiful, but now, she's bored. And you? You're broken. Not because she lied to you, but because you lied to yourself. You said this time it would be different. You said you'd stay focused. You said you'd never forget who you are. But you did. And now you sit there. In silence. Confused. Frustrated. Asking yourself why the fire is gone. Why she feels cold. Why everything feels like a constant effort. And the answer? It's brutally simple. You gave up your crown for her attention. She didn't ask for it. She didn't demand it. She simply watched you lower yourself. Watched you choose her over your mission. Watched you trade legacy for lust. You think she respected that? You think she stayed up at night dreaming of the man who traded conquest for comfort? No. She wanted to follow a man who was going somewhere. Not a man who paused his journey just to hold her hand. She didn't want to own you. She wanted to admire you. And instead of giving her someone to admire, you gave her access. You handed over your edge, your fire, your command, hoping she'd stay. But she didn't want access. She wanted gravity. Beauty is not the prize, brother. Your mission is. Your purpose is. Your fire is. Because once you let go of those things, to be loved, you won't even recognize yourself in the mirror. And neither will she. Purpose is the prize. Purpose isn't loud. It doesn't beg. It doesn't seduce. It doesn't chase. It stands. And everything worth having, or keeping, in your life will begin to orbit around that stillness. When your mission becomes your standard, everything else either aligns, or exits. She either joins you, or she walks away. And if she walks, you do not bend. You continue. Because a man anchored in purpose cannot be moved by beauty. He is guided by something deeper. Something eternal. And the woman who sees that? The one who respects it, who adds to it, who never asks you to shrink. She doesn't just make you feel alive. She makes you more powerful. But you'll only attract her when your purpose becomes your filter. When your courage, not her curves, defines your direction. When your standards, not her smile, decide your worth. When your mission, not her mood, determines your path. If you want to stop losing, stop chasing faces, and start building futures. This is the shift. Because the real prize was never her attention. It was your alignment. And if you're still wondering how to live this truth every single day, how to stop falling for the surface and start leading with unshakable clarity, the Stoic relationship blueprint is your next step. It's not just a book. It's not theory. It's not fluff. It's a weapon. A tested manual for every man who's tired of being used. Tired of being lost. Tired of handing his soul away in exchange for affection that never lasts. Built from scars. Forged in wisdom. Rooted in the same eternal truths men like Marcus Aurelius lived and died for. No subscriptions. No noise. Just pure, undiluted clarity. In your hands. Forever. Because when the world forgets what it means to be a man, you won't. You'll remember. Because you'll have the blueprint. She seeks strength, not love. You thought love was the answer. You thought if you gave more, showed up more, stayed loyal, no matter how much of yourself you lost in the process, she'd stay. Even when your pride was gone. Even when your reflection became a stranger. You kept pouring from an empty cup. Believing that devotion would buy you love. But she didn't stay. Because she wasn't looking for love. She was looking for strength. She seeks strength, not love. She didn't leave because you weren't enough. She left because you gave too much. Of the wrong thing. You gave her affection. When what she needed was structure. You gave adoration. When what she craved was direction. You gave her your attention, but not your leadership. You followed her moods. But never led with your vision. And so she didn't walk away because she felt nothing. She walked away because she stopped feeling you. The real you. The one with purpose. The one with standards. The one who wasn't shaken by every glance. Every silence. Every subtle withdrawal. Here's the truth. Women do not want a man who loses himself in love. They want a man who finds himself through clarity. Through restraint. Through dominion over his own mind, his time, his path. She doesn't test you to hurt you. She tests you to find you. To see what kind of man you really are. When her warmth vanishes. When the attention fades. When the comfort disappears. That's when she watches. That's when she decides. Does he bend? Does he beg? Does he shrink? Or does he stay rooted in the man he was before she ever entered the picture? You see. She doesn't love the way you do. You seek intimacy. She seeks alignment. You crave peace. She craves certainty. And when you lose yourself trying to give her everything, what she feels is not affection. It's fear. Fear that the man she trusted to lead has no spine. No code. No anchor. And no woman respects a man who bends to her emotions. She doesn't want to be worshipped. She wants to feel safe. She doesn't want to be buried in compliments. She wants to be led. Your vulnerability won't make her love you more. Your consistency will. Your standards will. Your stillness in the face of her chaos. Your ability to say no when every cell in your body wants to say please. That is what she craves. And if you don't understand this, you'll keep loving her in ways that only push her further away. You'll call it loyalty. But she'll feel it as weakness. She seeks strength, not love. She'll call it weakness. You'll say, I gave her my best. She'll say, I never asked for it. And one day, when she's gone, when she's lying in another man's bed, and you're staring at old photos, scrolling through memories like they hold some secret key, you'll realize something that breaks you. You weren't replaced because you weren't enough. You were replaced because you gave up your strength to prove your love. But real love isn't proven through surrender. It's proven through leadership. Through unshakable principles. Through the quiet power of a man who needs nothing from her, but chooses her only when she aligns with the path he was already walking. You need to stop trying to make her stay. Stop believing emotional closeness is the highest currency. It's not. Clarity is. Direction is. Discipline is. The man she stays with is not the one who loves the hardest, but the one she cannot move. The man whose life is so dialed in that she either rises to meet him or walks away and realizes she will never find another like him. Because strength, not sentiment, is what women remember. If you ever want to be that man, if you want to stop feeling like one emotional shift will send her walking, then you need to stop chasing love and start becoming undeniable. Undeniable in your presence. Undeniable in your vision. Undeniable in the fact that whether she loves you or leaves you, you remain a man. Whole. Solid. Grounded. Free. Comfort will kill your mission. You used to wake up hungry. There was a fire in you that burned hotter than your excuses. It drove you to run when others rested, to build when others watched, to suffer when others softened. But then she came. Not with demands. Not with pressure. But with ease. She said, "You deserve to rest." She whispered, "You've done enough." She pulled you in with softness. With warmth. With the intoxicating feeling of being seen. And for the first time in years, you exhaled. You laid down the sword. You paused the mission. You stayed in bed longer. You skipped the workout. You put the book down. And you called it love. But it wasn't love. It was escape. It wasn't seduction of your body. It was seduction of your will. And you gave in. Not because it was right, but because it felt good. And that's how you started to die. Not all at once. Not with a bullet or a breakdown. But slowly. Quietly. Death by comfort. Death by softness. Death by pleasure. You used to build empires in your mind before the sun came up. Now you scroll through your phone hoping she texts back. You used to speak with certainty. Move with purpose. Stand with conviction. Now you second-guess yourself. Every time she pulls away. Do you not see what's happening? Do you not feel the slow erosion? Of your edge? Your clarity? Your hunger? You traded your mission. For moments. For cuddles and compliments and fleeting emotions. And now? Now you're no longer becoming a king. You're just trying not to be forgotten. Comfort will kill your mission. You allowed the comfort of her body to take the place of your calling. And every time you told yourself, "I'll get back to it tomorrow, next week, next month," you drifted further from the man you once were. She didn't have to break you. She just had to soothe you. Just enough to make you forget who you are. That's what comfort does. It doesn't scream. It whispers. It tells you. Stay. Pause. You deserve to rest. And you listen. And then one